going to be learning. So we're going to be learning how to do a Kahoot. So how many of you have used a Kahoot before? Perfect, awesome. So this, you should be familiar with it so that we can spend a lot of time on how to do a blind Kahoot. Have any of you heard or done a blind Kahoot?
I've heard of it, but I have no idea what it is.
Okay, perfect. So what the reason that we did Kahoot, you all filled out the survey prior to this workshop, and we did this survey, and pretty much everyone who filled it out, it was a tie, a three-way tie between three different tools. And so I went to administration and I was like, well, we got a three-way tie, which one would you think would benefit teachers more? What do you want to see in the classroom more? And they said they want to see Kahoots used in the classroom, and not just for review, but as a way of check for understanding during a lesson. So that's what the blind Kahoot does, is checks for understanding throughout an entire lesson. Here's our agenda for our workshop. We're going to do a pre-workshop survey. Since you all have done Kahoot before, we can skip and not create an account. Since you've already done it, we can also skip the quiz questions, how to create a quiz question, and get right into the blind Kahoot, the ghost mode, the success stories, and post-workshops survey. So there are 6 benefits of this. It's free. You can use it. Everyone can participate in it as long as you have a phone. They can work in pairs. You can do it in a lab like this. You can do it in your classroom. The accessibility is phenomenal to be able to use this and engage students in learning. And you kind of sneak in learning while they're playing a game and having fun with it. What we're going to do is we're going to take the pre-workshop survey, and I've used the survey feature in Kahoot to create this.
Oh, they have a survey feature?
Yeah. It's when you go into Kahoot and you go to make your quiz, it's quiz, survey, discussion.
Discussion? There's all this stuff about Kahoot I didn't know.
So we're going to do the pre-survey workshop, and so we're just going to do it. You can do it on your phones. You can do it on the computer. And all you have to do is go to kahoot.it. And then you can type in the PIN number and then your name. For those of you who haven't used this in their classroom, the name is pretty much the most crucial part to the students. They want to put that funky name in there, that nickname. And for me, I like to give them instruction on what I want for their name, because what you can do at the end of their Kahoot, you actually download the data and the questions that they've answered, and you can get percentages for each question per kid, and it details it out. So I like to tell them to put their name, and if they'd like to put something after their name, they can, but that would give you a way that they can still have their creative freedom and still also get data from it and be able to use that data like our administration wants to see us using in the classroom in real-time learning. And so if anyone put up a name that was not appropriate or you didn't like, you can always hover over their name, and like a circle and a slash through it comes up, and so then you could just click on it and it would kick them out, and then they would know to put in a new name. Students have also figured out that there's an app for this, so they can download the app, and it makes connectivity a lot better in the classroom. So if you want to encourage them to do that, that might help as well.
And that's why you want their correct name.
Yeah, and so then you can go back and be like, well, this kid really didn't understand it, and you can see if it's a whole class thing. Now already you're going to see real-time results when it pops up, the averages after each question, but then overall you can see, well, this kid's missing this topic question, or on this subject.
But you can see that on the survey too, right?
Yes.
So like if you wanted to use the survey mode as like a pre-test, but you still want the data, but you don't want them to feel freaked out and like competitive about it because you haven't taught anything yet, you could do it that way?
You could, but you know what else you could do? In the quiz mode, there's a button, which I'll show you, where you can control if that point is worth or if that question is worth any points. So then you can throw those in your regular Kahoot to kind of do a check. Who's lost? Who's not understanding? And you can even have like 3 multiple choice questions and then 1 that says, well, I'm not so sure about what's going on right now. I'm really lost on this topic. And it kind of keeps them, even though they might not be getting it, it gives you an idea of who's not getting it. And especially at the end when you do the survey results or the quiz results, you can see that. This is the Kahoot that is how to set up a blind Kahoot. It's kind of like a template, and I'm gonna share this with you after you finish the workshop today, so that you can go through and just edit it. It goes through and explains exactly what question needs to go where, what type of question needs to go there. And so the first thing you want to do when you do a blind Kahoot, this is on something that the students have not seen before, they're not really familiar with, and what you want to do is kind of create a goal of what topic you want to cover in your Kahoot. Just like you do with any lesson plan, you're just putting it in the form of a game. And so what you would do is you would set the goal, and then you would set milestones. So the goal is the end of game. This is what you want the students to get at the end of your Kahoot, and then you got to set milestones in between there so that they master this, then this step comes, and then after they master that, this step comes. And it kind of scaffolds the lesson inside your Kahoot, where it's still gamifying your classroom, and you can still increase student engagement with that because they're waiting to answer the next question, and they can only answer the next question if they're listening to what you're saying. So, like the video showed, they're going to start asking questions like, what are we doing? Like, this makes no sense to me, I have no idea. And then after you ask them the blind question, you're going to replace it with a prompt to explain and discuss so that they can apply their knowledge. So after you show them the blind question, then that's when the results come up and you see who doesn't know what. That's when you take your time to then explain what's going on, what topic you're covering, and then give them just a little piece of information. They've also done videos, so they would record themselves teaching like an equation, and then they would play it. And then the kids would watch what's going on, and then they'd answer a question about it. So you can do the math on your whiteboard while your Kahoot's going on, and then play the question, and then it would solve it, and then ask them a question about it. Like, what's the denominator? Or what's, the element of this? You can do a lot of options at the end. Once you've covered all the concepts you want to cover, I would say 20 questions if you're doing a blind Kahoot is the max that you would need to go, because it is discussion, it is reinforcement.
Yeah, it'll take the whole class.
Yeah, it would definitely take the whole class, and it keeps them engaged the whole time. So it's not, you teach up front and then they do something. It's teaching, then they do it. Teaching, and then they do it. And if you were at the workshop on Tuesday, it's kind of they want to break up this, lecture the whole time and then them do something. Or lecturing the whole class time and then them doing something at home. This kind of breaks it up for you. At the end, when you completely scaffolded the entire lesson or the concept or whatever you're teaching, you can then have them do it in ghost mode. And that's where that would come in, where they can play against each other again and themselves, because now they know it. So now you're reinforcing it, and you're showing them, well, hey, let's look at it again and make sure you really do understand it. And so that kind of gives them that confidence that they are getting it and understanding the material.